Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to use the pen tool as a more accurate selection method. Okay, so I've just imported into a Photoshop file a picture of this Ford Mustang and it's on my layer 1. Okay, now it'd be quite hard for me to try and cut this out using, I don't know, the mask, the selection tool, etc. Because of the background. The background is quite dynamic, it's quite close to the colours of the car, and the image isn't 100%, it's not amazing quality. Okay, so I'm going to get into my pen tool, which is down here. Now the pen tool is a little bit different if you haven't used it before. We use it a lot in Illustrator, but it basically consists of a first initial click, a second click, holding down that second click, and then we are using the drag handles to influence where that line goes. Okay, so have a little bit of a play with it. So first click, second click, hold down. These drag handles will influence that curve. So I'm going to put another one here, and I'm going to put another one down to here, and click and drag with your handles, click and drag. And to go back, so you see in this case here, I've got my drag handle overhanging, and I want to come down here. I don't want it to bulge out just like that. Control Z undo. If I hold down Alt and click the center of that point, that gives me a kind of a sharp edge, so then I can click and hold from there on. So I can just do this. I'm just going to do this quite quickly now, clicking and holding to get around my car. Okay, I'm actually not going to spend very much time on this at all now. Okay, I've just gone very quickly around the car to finish off. Okay, so the wheels are a bit rubbish, but generally I've got that form. Okay, so if you want to modify any of those points, at any time once we've got the pen tool selected, we can hold down Control, and you see our mouse goes white. You can zoom in a little bit, and we can hold down, and we can drag our path, or we can double click, select that point, exact point we want to do, and we can move both the drag handles and our individual points. So this gives us a lot of flexibility once we've finished to drag and move around any of those points that aren't quite in the right position. Okay, so ignore my wheels, I've just done them very, very quickly for this demo. Okay, so things like that, very obviously out. So I can click, drag and hold and move everything around. Okay, that's great. What do I want to do now? Well, what we can do is we can use this path as a selection. So we can right click on that and we can make selection. Okay, we'll make that a selection. So we can select that area there. Now, we can then decide what we actually want to do. If we just want to cut the image out completely, what we need to do is we need to invert that selection, because at the moment if I hit delete, for example, I'm deleting the car, which is a bit I want to save. Control Z undo. Control Shift I for inverse selection, or up in the select menu. Selects everything else except that element. We could hit delete and that gets rid of it all. Control D to deselect. The other thing we could do is obviously we could apply a mask as well. So Control Z and undo that. Is we could go on the mask and we could mask it. In this case again I've got the wrong way round, so Control I to invert that selection if I wanted to. I can set up a mask. So it depends what you want to do with your image next. But the pen tool is a really useful tool for cutting out things like cars or things like people, a really powerful tool that gives you more control than any of these quick selection tools.